Welcome. Welcome to this workshop. I'm really honoured to have you all here and have you all join me. I've sent out, so on the email, I also sent out a playlist. So if you wish to play that along, maybe we can play that together and then we'll prepare for our practice. Is that okay? So if you have it handy, I'll count down from 3, yeah? And then we'll press play together. So 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, yogis. Come to a comfortable seat. Let your hands be comfortable on your lap somewhere. Don't worry for the moment where they are. Just try to relax any tension in your fingers or in your hands. If it feels safe to close your eyes, I invite you to do that. Just beginning to initiate the practice by finding some stillness. And creating a space where our attention can draw into, so we can perhaps draw a line underneath our day. Knowing that you've created this time for yourself. You've taken these 2 hours out of your weekend for your practice, for you. And I'm sure that you've created an environment that is safe, that is quiet. And now is the time to create that environment, that safe environment within yourself. A quiet space within your own awareness. Our group intention this afternoon is about finding and tapping into our inner strength. Awakening what is already within us. We can spend many lifetimes searching outside of ourselves. And I hope that this practice this afternoon will give you the tools to begin to trust and begin to unlock your potential. I invite you to bring your palms together. Let us take 3 Oms to open our practice. Take a deep clearing breath in. Sigh it out. And again, deep breath in. Allow your palms to rub together. Rubbing them quite vigorously until you feel some heat between your palms. And then placing your left hand on your heart center, your right hand on Manipura chakra, which is just below the ribs, above the belly button. Maybe taking a moment here to set your own intention, your own sankalpa. Let it come from your heart. And if you're unsure, maybe asking what it was that inspired you to show up to this practice this afternoon. What you wish to gain from it, what your intention may be. So this workshop this afternoon, this 2-hour practice, will be a combination of meditation, visualization, and then we'll move into the yang part of the practice, which will consist of movement. We'll begin with yin, and then we'll move into some mandala, vinyasa flow sequencing to build heat, internal fire. And we'll end with a relaxation. But it's all about being able to tap into our inner source, our inner fire. And fire is all about transformation, potential. But it's also important that whilst we work with that element, that we remain soft, that we invoke the vibration from the heart. Otherwise, we can become too hard. So I invite you to move in a way that makes sense to you. Move compassionately, move patiently. And you're ready, releasing your hands. Starting to drop your attention into your body without moving or changing unless you feel like you need to. Connecting the bones of your lower body down into the floor. The ground that you rest upon. And trusting that that source will hold you. Trusting that Mother Earth is here to hold you and lift you up. Drawing your attention to your belly. Let any tension melt away from it. So it's soft, it's full with your breath. Relax your shoulders, your elbow creases. Relax your eyes and your eyebrows. And without any effort to change it, can you bring your attention to your breath now? And patiently watching each breath in and each breath out. And we begin to watch without any expectation, just simply observing the simplicity of the breath. I invite you now to slowly bring your attention to your hands, your fingers. And bending your arms and sliding your hands to the center of your thighs and let your eyes gently open. We'll continue our meditation, but I will demonstrate the mudra that we'll hold. So we'll take the mudra of Ganesh. Ganesh is the elephant god who is widely known for his qualities for overcoming obstacles. So when we're working with the Manipura chakra or our fire center, the center of ourself, the center of our ego, sometimes we can come into struggle, we can come into this internal conflict with ourselves, facing doubt, facing fear. And Ganesh can be a beautiful deity to work with, to invoke his strengths and his positive nature. So I invite you to take your hands in front of you, bringing them together in prayer. And then begin to draw. You're going to slide the fingers away from each other. So you're going to swivel your hands. The back of your left hand is facing you. The front of your right hand is facing away. Yeah. And then begin to pull the fingers, interlace them together. So you're making a fist. And then dropping the hands down. So they're just above Manipura. Yeah, just below the ribs. So when we are working with this center, we can sometimes be seen as a struggle, an internal battle. So maybe we can mimic that with a movement where we pull, we flex the wrists, and then we pull the fingers away. Yeah. So bending at the wrists and then pulling. You can continue to close your eyes for a moment if you feel comfortable doing so. Maybe there's something at the moment in your life which you're battling with. Maybe it's something on your yoga mat. You know, maybe it can be, you can simply relate it to a position, a posture, or maybe that's a metaphor for something else in your life, something else that you're battling with, a conflict perhaps, a lack of trust. It is said that the ego only has two hands. That would be our hands. But the heart has many. So we need to raise our vibration upward toward the heart center. So the next time that you pull the fingers away from each other, keeping that lock, raise your hands so they're above the heart center and see that struggle as your internal battle. Yeah, lifting your vibration is rising up to the heart center, anahata. We will become the mudra for the next few minutes of our meditation, allowing the left elbow to point up and the right elbow to point downward toward the floor. keeping the eyes closed, keeping your breath smooth. Noticing as you become and embody this mudra, this gesture, see it as an offering. See it that you're offering your effort, your patience to the struggle that you may or may not be facing. Teaching us to move from doubt to trust. Find a calmness in your mind. Begin to level out the elbows. Slowly dropping the hands down through the solar plexus. And then relax your hands onto your thighs, relaxing your arms. Just taking a pause, observe. Bringing the palms together one more time. And this time spinning the right fingers to the left, and the back of the right hand is facing you. Tugging the fingers into each other. Again, find that movement, perhaps a representation of a battle. And if you're not facing something at the moment, think about something that you have gone through. This pulling and pushing, maybe at times an inability to trust yourself, but knowing that perhaps with time and with patience, things always work out. And then pull the fingers, raise your hands up above Anahata. Let the right elbow point on a diagonal up, and the left elbow pointing down. 2 minutes. Become this gesture, become this offering to yourself. Take your time to slowly release your mudra, release your hands. Observe. I'd like us to continue our meditation standing. So take your time to open your eyes. If you have something that you can place on the floor, whether that's a mug or a book, anything, doesn't need to be anything in particular, just something that you can focus on, right? That's going to be underneath you. Okay, I'm going to come up to stand now. Making sure that you have some space around this object that you've placed on the floor. Okay, we're going to take a walking meditation around this object. And I really want you to find this deliberate sense, this deliberate placement of your feet. Maybe you create a rectangle, creating this evenness of steps. And I want you, as you continue to walk in this direction, to start thinking about how you walk on this earth. How do you walk down the street? How do you hold your body? How do you feel when you walk? How do you connect with the external world? Are you a giver or are you a taker? Make this your last cycle and then come back to the place where you started. Yeah, it doesn't need to be specific, don't worry. Okay, I'm going to ask you now to walk in the opposite direction backward. Yeah, so real deliberate placement of your feet. I don't want you to be dizzy, so take your time. And as you tread these steps, I invite you to think, how do you want to walk on this earth? How do you wish to feel as you walk on this planet? What are the qualities that you want to bring into yourself? Maybe that's just the way that you stand. Maybe you want to stand taller. Maybe you want to stand with more confidence. Maybe there's weight on your shoulders that you want to release. What qualities do you wish to cultivate? Make this your last full cycle of steps until you come back to the place where you started. And take a wide stance with your feet. Maybe close your eyes, bring a hand onto your heart and a hand onto your belly. Start to integrate the outside with the inside. What do you want to bring in? I'm going to ask you now when you're ready. If you feel like you need to stay still, please honor that. Otherwise, I'm going to ask you to move forward once more. Yeah, eyes open. Deliberate placement of your feet. But this time, as you move in this way, I'd like you to think about what is really important to you. What do you want to leave behind? What mark do you want to leave on this planet? If you could do anything, what would you do? Make this your last cycle of movement, eventually bringing yourself back to the place where you started. Let there be stillness. Let there be this safety, this trusting underneath you as you plant your feet into the floor. Maybe once more connecting your hands on your body, eyes closed. And I invite you now, if you feel ready to do so, I invite you to commit 3 things to yourself, 3 things that you're going to do. For me, I'm going to try and laugh more. I'm going to love myself a little bit harder. I'm going to make more effort to go to the beach and spend time near the sea. What things can you do? What things can you commit yourself to trying, to doing, that light you up, that make you feel good, that make you feel wholesome? Okay. When you're ready, I invite you to slowly make your way back down onto your yoga mat. If you feel like you need to take some time, then please do that, okay? Otherwise, we'll start opening the body so that we can prepare for our practice, okay? So the first shape I'd like us to come into is shoelace. Actually, no, the first thing we're going to do is tapping, okay? We're working with Manipura, we're working with core center, right? But in order to move in this way through our practice, we'll be doing lots of twisting, yeah? And in terms of the meridian line that we're working with, it's actually running along here, yeah? So the gallbladder meridian line. So you may just, with your fist, just begin to tap the outside line of your thighs. So we're working with the IT band, we're working with the glutes. So just begin to stimulate that part of your body. Whatever goes, whatever you need to do. Whether it's rubbing, whether it's tapping, whether it's massaging. And when when you feel suitably tapped, we'll come into shoelace. All right. You can take a half variation of shoelace. So shoelace is where we cross the legs. I won't instruct which one to do first, just do whichever feels appropriate, okay? So crossing the knees, bending the legs, crossing the knees with the feet fanning out, bringing the hips down in between the feet. If this feels inaccessible to you, you can come into half shoelace, and then I'll let you know when it's half. Yeah, I'll time, and then we'll do the other side. It's all good. We're only going to be here for 2 minutes. We're going to hold each yin posture for 2 minutes. Okay. You can rest your head on something. You can bring your head down onto your knee. If you don't have props, don't worry about it. Yeah, it's okay. So our target area is that area we've just been sort of tapping into. Yeah, the outside line of our thighs, our hips, into our glutes. You're already halfway here. So make any change that you need to, and then let yourself be still. I invite you to bring your attention to your breath and take a deeper inhale to fill up. Maybe sigh out as you breathe out. Okay, slowly lifting the chest, slowly releasing the legs. Come to lie down. We'll take a rebound in Shavasana just for a minute. Let yourself lie still if you can. Unless you really feel that you need to move, please don't feel that you have to go against what your body is saying just because I've said so. You know, if you feel like something else is calling you, then please tend to that need, that calling. But really beginning to honor this cycle of the practice, this stage of the practice. So yin, very cooling, introspective, allowing the nervous system just to deregulate, you know, from our week, from the beginning of our weekend. A beautiful preparation for our yang practice that will follow. Okay, let's come up and take the other side. So finding your way to shoelace on the other leg. I could have easily done 2 hours of like sit-ups, right? 2 hours of core exercises. But A, that would be mean. B, it's not my style. And C, yoga is far more intelligent than just, you know, working our abs. And you guys know that, right? A lot of people have said to me that I must have a really strong core to do some of the postures that I can do, but I don't necessarily believe that. I don't believe that I do, not muscularly anyway, because I don't have the discipline to do lots of exercise. I do, however, have an incredibly good, incredibly strong belief. Yeah, my belief system in myself is strong, it's unshakable. And that's what I want to impart today. That's what I want to be able to share if I can. You're halfway. Okay, bringing your attention to a deeper breath in and a complete breath out. Taking your time to sit tall, unravel your legs. Once more, we'll come to lie down. Take a short rebound in Shavasana. And let it be an opportunity for you to stay within your experience. Yeah, try to drop into your body. Feel into your legs. How do they feel? When working with the element fire, as I mentioned before, it's important that we also entice elements of earth. Yeah, connecting with our feet, our legs. And also working with the heart, which is the element air. If it was all fire, it would become too, it would be out of control. Yeah, fire people can be quite volatile. Fire as an element is quite volatile. So we want to try and contain it. Yeah, we want to try and drop down into the earth so that we know that we are safe, that we can trust, that we are held. And also move into the heart, where we are reminded to find patience and to find gratitude. I invite you to start bringing your knees in towards your chest as you remain lying down. And the next shape we'll come into is figure 4. You can bring your left foot onto the floor, take your right ankle over your left thigh. You can stay here, this is totally enough. Or take your arms and grab a hold of your left knee. Flex the feet. Bring your attention to your legs and the shape that they've created, and keep them as that unit, keep them as that shape, but begin to move your legs over to the right side, just a few inches. Maybe you feel a little bit more compression around your hip. Maybe you feel it elsewhere. Keep the unit as one shape, but come back to center, and then draw that unit to your left. Again, just by a few centimeters or inches. Just see how that changes your experience, where the sensation changes for you. Just 30 more seconds here. Okay, come back to center, and we'll take a rebound and happy baby. So uncross the feet and grab a hold of them with your hands. If you feel that something else is more appropriate, then please be my guest. Yeah, otherwise, happy baby pose. Relax your shoulders. Imagine that you're lying on sand. You're trying to leave an imprint of your back and your ribs and your hips in the sand beneath you. And try and maintain a softness in your belly. Okay, let's take figure 4. This is your last yin pose. So left ankle over the right thigh. Draw the arms through and catch a hold of your right knee or shin. Draw everything in towards you. Flex your feet. And then move that unit to your left. It's only going to be a tiny movement. It's not going to be a big movement. Keep checking in. Have an honest dialogue with yourself, how it makes you feel, what's going on for you physically, energetically. Realign, and then move everything over to the right. Check in, pause. Okay, slowly to center and release. Any rebound of your choice. Come to any shape. Take a moment to be still. Okay, my loves, come on up to your seat for me. Okay, hands resting on your knees. We'll start moving into pranayama. We'll take a short pranayama practice. Kapalabhati, okay? Kapalabhati breathing is where we force the exhale through the nose. At the same time, we snap the belly back. So it's this snapping, this pulling, this movement of direction in, cutting straight through, yeah? Making sure that you're breathing in between. This is not one breath. The inhale in between will just take care of itself, okay? Okay, hook your thumbs for me and take your arms all the way up above the head. We're going to take Kapalabhati here. Take a deep breath in to prepare. And a complete breath out through your mouth. Breathe in. And commence the practice. Keep it going. Take the right hand to the left knee. You keep the practice going here. Kapalabhati breath. Keep it going. Reach the arms up, hook your thumbs, keep the breath going. Five, four, three, two, one. Twist to the other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to the knees, look forward, take a really deep breath in. Hold the breath inside, draw the chin to the chest, or the pelvic floor up. Hold the breath. Stick the tongue out as you lean forward, breathe out completely, let all of it go. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep breathing out all of the air out. Don't breathe in. But press the knees away, straighten your arms, draw the chin to your chest. Don't inhale just yet if you can. Draw the pelvic floor up, draw the lower belly in, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, holding. Keep holding. Moving toward that uncomfortable edge until you need to take an inhale. And when you do, let the chin rise up. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Take a moment to pause, observe, witness. Okay, my loves, let's come into Navasana or come into boat. So finding your way onto your seat, taking your feet forward. Maybe they're on the floor. Yeah, maybe you can keep your hands, your feet down and your hands underneath your knees. Begin to lean back, but pull the shoulders back. If you feel comfortable to try it, you could lift your feet. The hands can stay at the back of the knees. If you feel comfortable to reach your arms forward, that's also an option for you. The next option would be to straighten your legs. Go where you need to go. Yeah, be where you need to be. And then from here, maybe we can connect to Ujjayi. So you've done so much work already to try and find stability, to find a sense of grounding and trusting. Now we begin to invoke that fire, beginning to tap your belly, make sure your thighs aren't doing all of the work. Yeah. And then dropping down into low boat, kick your feet forward and come onto the small of your back. Keep looking forward, keep reaching your arms forward. Flex your feet, keep pressing the belly down. Stay in the shape, but lift the right leg up. And then ever so slowly change. Don't rush it, because you're just going to do more. Slowly switching. Keep reaching the fingers forward. Keep lifting the shoulders off the floor if you can. Can we take 2 more on each side? Smooth movement. And then drop the head, relax, bring your knees in, give them a hug. Relax your neck muscles, move any way that you need to move. Okay, lovelies, we're going to stay lying down. We're going to do a couple more exercises to wake up the belly. And I want you to grab something for me. So whether that's your mobile phone, whether it's a block, whether it's a toilet roll, something, anything, okay? You're just gonna grab something for me. Okay, and we're gonna try our best. If it's a mobile phone, it might be difficult, but something that's quite sturdy. What we're gonna try and do here, we're gonna take the block above the head, we're gonna bring it into the hands and reach the arms back overhead. And begin to draw the knees in and lift the legs up, lift the head and shoulders and bring the block, the item, in between your feet or in between your ankles or your shins. Lower the legs and reach the arms over your head. Keep the head off the floor if you can. And then bring the thing back into your hands and reach back. And then thing into the feet. That's it. And reach back. Keep that going if you can. Anytime you need to stop, please rest. Make this your last full cycle. And then relax. Relax. Check in. Just notice what's changed, if anything at all. Okay, so keep a hold of your thing for me. We're going to change it up a little bit here. Bring the feet on the ground with the knees pointing up. The feet can be about hips width apart, okay? And then extend your right heel forward. Keep it on a diagonal so your knees and your thighs are still in one line, yeah? Take the thing above your head, in between your hands. Lift the head and shoulders and then reach your arms across to your right, yeah? So the left shoulder comes off the floor. That's it. And then reach the arms back overhead. Inhale. And then across to the right, breathe out. Inhale back. Exhale across. Keep moving between this forward and across, back and across motion. For 3, 2. We're going to keep it going after 1 with the option of taking the left foot off the floor, but keep the knee bent. Right leg is still straight. I'm not going to talk too much because it's hard to talk. 3, 2, and 1. And then rest. Take a pause. Relax. That's why it would be mean to do this for 2 hours, right? It would not be fun. However, we do need to find a little bit of heat so that we can transcend. Fire is about breaking through, isn't it? Heat is about transformation. Become the alchemist, yeah? Turning difficulty into potentiality, into potential, into into potential. Okay, this is your last one, yogis, I promise. Okay, so your left leg is going to draw on a diagonal. Keep the thighs together, flex the left foot, right foot down for the time being. Reach your arms back, you have something in between your hands, and then reach your arms over to your left, and then reach back, across and back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. After 1, we can pause or we can keep going. Maybe this time we hover the right leg, but keep the right leg bent. Keep sending the foot forward. You're doing amazing. 3, 2, and 1, and then relax. Take a pause. Well done. Is it hot in here or is it just me? Okay. Let's move to child's pose. Yeah, let's come into child's pose. Reaching your arms forward. Stretch out your belly here. Yeah, take your knees wide if that feels right for you. Arms forward. Start to bring your hips back towards your heels. Let your belly be really soft here. Try not to maintain a shape or tension. Let your belly just relax for a moment. If you're anything like me and you're feeling it a little bit, yeah. Feeling a little bit tender there. I want you to still be able to walk and laugh tomorrow. Let this be an opportunity in the shape to connect with Ujjayi breath. Let that heat, let that source of energy travel up now. So your attention draws to the vibration that you create in your throat through Ujjayi breath. It also allows the mind to settle and the mind to quieten. It's more often than not the mind that we have to battle with. Start to slowly begin to transition into downwards facing dog. Take your time. If you need to hang out where you are a little bit longer, that's completely okay. And again, maybe this is an opportunity for you to really relax your abdomen, relax the belly. I like to really press my chest back and lift my hips up. So I feel this pulling, this stretching across the front of my body. So it feels like I'm stretching out everything that I just brought in, I drew in, yeah. So really feel this spaciousness. If you want to pedal the legs out a little bit, you can. And always knowing that you can rest anytime, yeah. We'll slowly begin to transition to plank. And then from plank, turn both of your heels to the right, so the feet are staggered at the back of your mat. And then bend your knees and press the hips toward the back right-hand corner of your mat. And then move the shoulders forward, come back to center. Same on your left, so heels to the left. Press back, bend the knees. And then inhale, center, forward to plank. Exhale, we twist to the right. Inhale, we find center. And exhale, we twist to the left. That's it, twisty planks. Keep them going, if you can, for 3 each side. Remember, this is your last one on each side. And then from your plank, send the hips high into downwards facing dog. And we'll take our time to walk the feet forward. So slowly begin to walk your feet toward the top of your mat. Let's take ragdoll here, feet wide, knees bent, arms either swaying on the floor, yeah, the hands brushing the ground, or maybe you grab the elbows and let the head dangle in between your arms. Okay, start to slowly unwind up to standing. Beautiful. Joining the feet together and taking a deep inhale, let the arms reach above you. Dipping forward and down on your breath out, bending your knees, bring the hands to the floor, the head to the shins. Look forward on your inhale, straighten out your back.
Step both of your feet to a high plank. We'll take a pause here, take a deep breath in. Transition down however you wish as you exhale. Lift into a back bend of choice, up dog or cobra. And then arrive in downwards facing dog, where we will begin to move through our mandala flow. Remember to rest anytime you need to rest. If you're not familiar with mandala, it's about moving around the mat from side to side, forward to back. So if you get dizzy, if you get confused, that is completely okay. Just do your best. Yeah, and I'm sure that you will do that. Let's take the right leg into the sky, deep breath in. Bend the knee and look forward like a scorpion's tail. And step the foot through as you breathe out in between your hands. Start to walk the hands forward and transition your weight into your front leg and lift the back leg high. Now trust your right foot. Yeah, trust your right leg is going to carry you as you bring your hands up toward the heart center, warrior three. Keep looking to one point on the floor. Activate your left leg. Maybe your right knee is still bent and that's okay. Long breaths. And then as you lower the hands, take a step back with your left foot. Reach your right arm behind you, Shiva's twist. Come onto the outside edge of the back foot and turn your right toes to the side. Dip your hips toward the floor. And then as you lift your hips, you're going to turn to the long left edge of your mat so you're facing the back. Ninja style, stay low. Frame your back foot, right hand is going to stay down, Shiva's twist. Left arm behind you, sink your hips, come onto the outside edge of your back foot. You're facing the back of your mat, frame your left foot, and then step back to plank. Deep breath in. From here, twisty planks, heels to the right, bend your knees, send your hips back. Inhale forward, exhale to the left. Breathe in to come forward, just one more on the right. Inhale forward, and one more on the left. Into plank, inhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, breathe out. Up dog or cobra, lift the chest. Good, downwards facing dog, lift your hips. Now the same thing, same leg, same sequence. Right leg up, deep breath in. Bend the knee, look forward, exhale, bring the foot between your hands. Walk your hands forward, prepare for a slow warrior three. Lift your left leg, come to your fingertips and then lift your hands to your heart. Lift your shoulders back. Gauge your back leg. Maybe the right knee is still slightly bent, that's okay. One more breath in. And then slowly, hands down, step your left foot back. Shiva's twist, right arm reaches behind you. Look over your right shoulder and come onto the outside edge of your back foot. Sink your hips down. And then turn to your left, like a ninja, to the top of your mat. Come to face me. That's it, keep coming, keep coming. Shiva's twist, right hand down, left arm behind you. Sink your hips. And then frame your top foot, step back to plank. Inhale, chaturanga, exhale. Upwards facing dog, lift. Downwards facing dog. Deep breath in and deep breath out. So same thing, but left leg. So we've got two left legs, I think. Have we? Yeah, we've got two left legs to go. So deep breath in, left leg up. And then bend your knees, you look forward, slight back bend, step the foot between your hands. That's it, walk your hands forward, warrior three, lift your right leg up, lift your hands to the heart center. Open your heart, good. Smooth breath in. And smooth breath out. Can we stay here one more breath? Hands to the floor, slowly bend your front knee and step your right foot back. Good, keep your right hand down, Shiva's twist, look over your left shoulder as you reach your left arm behind you, sink your hips down. And then turn to your right, long right edge of your mat, to the back of your mat. That's it, keep going, you've got it. Same thing, Shiva's twist, right arm back, look over your right shoulder. Frame your top foot, plank, step it back, twisty planks, heels to your right, bring your hips back and bend your knees. Move forward on your in-breath, move back on your out-breath. One more each side. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, we find plank. Exhale, lower however you wish, chaturanga, or bring the knees down. Up dog or cobra on your inhale. You're doing amazing. Exhale, arrive in downward facing. Same, left leg. Inhale, let it rise. Bend the knee, look forward. Breathe out, step it through. Good, that's it. Walk your hands forward, right leg lifts. Warrior three, hands draw to the heart center. Square the hips, broaden the sole of your back foot. Smooth breath, you've got this. Good, lower the hands, take a step back, bend your left knee. Right hand stays on the floor, left arm behind you. Look over your left shoulder and sink your hips down. Shiva's twist, good. And then turn to the long right edge of your mat, to the front of your mat. So you're facing forward, you're facing me. Right arm behind you, Shiva's twist. You've got this, good. Plank position, right foot back. Inhale, lower however you wish. Exhale. Breathe in, lift your shoulders. Breathe out, arrive in downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here and a complete breath out. Look forward and lift your heels. Take a deep breath in. Step or hop the feet forward as you exhale, your choice, forward fold. Come all the way up to stand, reach your arms above you. Look up. Hands to heart center, exhale. Good, second mandala. Reach the arms to the sky, deep breath in. And fold all the way down, deep breath out. Inhale, half lift, look forward. Step or hop to plank. We'll take an inhale, extra breath in, press the floor away. And then lower, your choice, either keep the knees lifted or bring them to the floor. Shoulders back, breathe in. Downwards facing, arrive, breathe out. So same, but different. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit more, just keep doing your best, which is always enough. Right leg rises on your inhale, bend the knee and look forward. Move the shoulders forward and then step the foot through. Warrior three, walk the hands forward, left leg rises. Bring the hands to your heart center. Take one breath in here. And one breath out, we hold. Reach your arms forward and up. Come to stand and bring your left knee into your chest. If you can, keep the foot off the floor. Eagle pose, cross your left leg over your right, bend your right knee. If you can double bind, go for it. If not, don't worry about your foot. And then your right arm will sit on top. Fix your gaze in front of you on something that isn't going to change. And as you drop your hips down, reach your fingers to the sky, drawing everything into the center line. Try and maintain that energy, strength, inner balance. Even if you wobble, yeah? Try and maintain that focus. One more breath in. One more breath out. Release your arms and bring your knee into your chest. If you need to release it because your legs are on fire, release. Right hand stays on the left knee. Take your left arm up by your ear. Deep breath in. Reach the arm behind you. Open the shoulder as you exhale. Either stay here, knee bent, or take the foot into the hand and extend the leg forward. If you feel really steady, you can look back to your left thumb. Otherwise, keep looking forward. You're here for two. Wobble is okay. For one. Arm to the ear, reach it up. We'll all release the leg and kick it forward. Warrior three is in transition. Extend your left leg back, hands to your heart center. Inhale. Hands to the floor, breathe out, step your foot back. Shiva's twist, right arm back, look over your right shoulder, sink your hips to the floor. Beautiful, good. Ninja style to the back of your mat, turn to your left. Shiva's twist, right hand down, left arm behind you, look over your shoulder. Beautiful, guys. Plank position. Step your left foot back. This time we're going to take Anahatasana, so bring the knees to the floor for tabletop, and then reach your arms forward. Bring the chest down, either looking to the knees or looking forward to your hands. Reconnecting with your breath. One more breath in. Final breath out here. Start to transition your hips down and bring your hands underneath your shoulders. We'll lift into upwards facing dog. Press the floor away. Inhale, come onto the tops of your feet. Good. Downwards facing dog. Exhale. So same but different. Right leg. Take it all the way up. Deep inhale. Bend your knee, look forward. Breathe out, step it through. Walk the hands forward, warrior three. Hands to the heart center, left leg rises. One breath in here, inhale. Exhale, arms up, left knee into the chest. Find your gaze, fix it in front of you. This time we're going to take the ankle over the right thigh. Bend your right leg, hands to heart center, elbows out to the side. You're either going to stay upright or begin to lean the elbows forward toward the shin. Right knee is bent, hips are low. If you're comfortable here, stay. If you can come into a twist, take your left elbow to your left foot. Palms together, ribs moving to the right. Wherever you are for two, if you can, stay. One, back to center. Reach the arms up, unhook the ankle, breathe in. Warrior three is a transition. Exhale. Hands to the floor, take a big step back, left foot. Shiva's twist, right arm back, look over your shoulder. You're nearly there with your mandala. And then turn toward the front of your mat, the top of your mat. Shiva's twist, right hand down, left arm behind you, look over the shoulder. Frame the foot, and then step it back to plank. Deep breath in, lower, exhale. Lift and rise, up dog. Fantastic, downwards facing dog. Okay, yogis, we're going to take a pause here. That pause may be down dog, that pause may be child's pose. Or we can prepare, right? We're just going to use that word, prepare, for an inversion. So if you're working with tripod, I want you to set up for tripod. If you're working with supported headstand, I want you to set up for that. If you're working with pincher, set up for that. We're not going to jump into it, but we're going to prepare for it, okay? So if you're working with supported headstand, for example, you're going to bring your elbows down, your forearms down, and you're going to interlace your fingers. You're going to bring the top of the head onto the floor, you're going to walk your feet in. Or if you're working with tripod, it's going to look like this. Yeah, if you're working with pincher, it's going to look like this. We're all going to take the right leg up if we can and just hold it here. Just the right leg. You're not going to go anywhere else. You're not going to jump yet. Try and resist it. You're not going to hop. You're just going to stay where you are for two. And one, and then bring the foot down and change sides. Left leg, if you can, lift it and point it to the sky. 3, 2, and 1. Then come to child's pose. Bring the knees down. Take your arms by your side, maybe feet by your hands by your feet, sorry. Head down, relax your shoulders, take a pause. I'm regretting putting the heating on. It's very warm. It's a lot of fire. Okay, let's come back downward facing dog, yogis. So find your way back, taking the weight into the hands and into your feet. Take a clearing inhale through your nose. Deep breath in. And exhale through your mouth. Make sound if it feels good to make sound. Yeah? Good. And again, breathe in and breathe out. So same, but left leg. Inhale, let it rise up. Bend the knee and look forward. Back bend as you step the foot through. Warrior 3, walk your hands forward. Right leg rises, hands to heart center. One breath in. Use your exhale to reach your arms up. Bring your right knee in with you. Look forward. Garudasana, eagle. Right leg crosses the left. Bend the supported knee. Tuck the foot if you can. Left elbow on top for 5. Sinking down into your hips. Reaching the fingers and top of head up. 2. And 1. Reach the arms up, knee in. Inhale. Warrior 3. Breathe out, lean forward. Hands to the floor, step your foot back. Shiva's twist, left arm, reach it behind you, look over the shoulder. Ninja style to the back of your mat. Left hand down, right arm behind you, look back. Plank pose, step your front foot to the back of your mat, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Same, left leg, inhale, reach it to the sky. Bend the knee, look forward, step the foot through. Fantastic, warrior 3, walk forward, right leg rises. 1 breath in. 1 breath out, arms up, bring your right knee in with you. Cross your ankle over your left thigh as you bend your left knee and point your right knee away. Hands to the heart. Either stay upright or fold forward. Moving the elbows towards your shin. You're either going to stay here, in this forward fold, or take a twist, moving the right elbow to the right foot. Palms pressing together to invite the ribs to draw to the side. 2. And 1, back to center. Breathe in, you can do it. Arms up, knee in, exhale. Warrior 3, reach it back, transition. Lower the hands, right foot back, bend the front knee, Shiva's twist, left arm. Look over your left shoulder. Yes! Ninja style, top of your mat. Left hand down, right arm behind you, look over the shoulder. Fantastic. Plank position, step your right foot to the back of your mat. Chaturanga or knees. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Okay, let's take one more preparation. So whether you're working in your headstand, come to child's pose if you want, whether you're working with your headstand, supported or tripod, or whether you're working with pincher. If you're working with another inversion like headstand, handstand, then you can come to the wall and practice your handstand for, if you want, that's completely okay. But I want you to try and just get used to strengthening, okay? So whether you're supporting the head, interlace the fingers, elbows, shoulder width, back of the wrist, side of the wrist down. Back of the head into the hands, top of the head onto the floor, or your hands are back, tripod. Look to your fingertips, lift your hips up. That's it. All I want you to do is raise one leg. So all I want you to do, raise the leg up. That's it. Keep reaching those toes to the ceiling. Wonderful. 3, 2, and change. Slowly bring the foot down and then change legs. Reach your toes to the sky. You can do this. Fantastic. And then take a pause. Come to child's pose. Take a moment. Take a moment. Just tuning into your breath here. Reconnect. Sometimes we can be led astray. Yeah, so just reconnecting to your breath, reconnecting to your power. We're going to complete our mandala cycle. Okay, you're nearly there. We're just going to complete it. So you're bringing your weight back into downward facing dog for me. Let the hips rise. Look back toward your belly. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And again, inhale and exhale. Look forward as you do, lift your heels. Breathe in and bend your knees. Bring the feet forward on your breath out. And forward fold. Rise up to stand, palms together, look up, see thumbs. And then hands in front of the heart as you exhale. Widen your feet if you need to. Either keep the hands in prayer or bring them on you, heart, belly, or by your side. Close your eyes, take a pause. And taking the feet as wide as the mat, turning your toes out. Hands in front of the heart center, we'll bend the knees and come down to malasana. Sitting on something if you need, yeah. Taking the right arm away and the left arm reaching up. Let the hips open by spinning the thighs away from each other. Back through center, and then change. Hand away, reaching the fingers away from you. Beautiful. Let the ribs spin open. Nice. And then slowly back to heart center. From here, landing on your butt, we come back into Navasana. So we come back to boat. Toes can be grounded. Hands can be underneath the knees. Yeah. Or we can take the hands together in prayer. Okay. So you're going to be here, or you're going to take your arms up. Reach your arms up. Do your best. Woohoo! I'm shaking like a leaf. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. I can't believe my body was like, ah! Bring the feet down and let yourself fold forward. Keep your knees bent for a moment. Just let yourself hang forward over your legs. Relax your face. It's one thing I like about practicing on Zoom is that, you know, sometimes I find that in a class, you know, I'm so guilty of like looking at somebody else and be like, oh, are they doing the same as me? Are they shaking as well? Are they dying as well? Oh, good, it's not just me dying. But when I'm just dying alone, because it's so hard, I just have to trust that that's the right thing for me. Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes we can get caught up. I'm speaking from my own experience. Sometimes I can get caught up in comparison, you know, oh, they're doing that, maybe I should do that. Oh, they've got their leg straight, maybe I should straighten my leg. There's nothing else to compare to, right? So you just absolutely have to trust that whatever is going on in your body is the right thing. There's nothing to compare to, is there? You know, it's really about finding that inner trust. You know, it really, really is. Okay, my loves, I hope that you're warm. I hope that you found a little bit of heat, internal fire. So we're going to have a little bit of practice, more practice with our inversions. Okay, we're going to have a practice with headstand. I'd be interested to know, you know, after perhaps what you were expecting and what you got away from it, you know, what you took away from this, whether or not you were like, yes, I need to do inversions, or maybe that isn't something that you were expecting. But in terms of when I think of,
You know, when I'm working my core, when I'm working my center, I'm working on trust, and I'm working on self-belief. I'm working on, utter blind faith, right? And so when we look at our yoga practice, when we look at postures, when we look at the postures in the yoga series, what are they? You know, really, what is it all about? It's about moving through physical things, isn't it? It's about having fun, because it's about having fun. It's so important that we have fun. It's about strengthening our body. It's about feeling good. It's about achieving. It's so many things. It's abundant, yeah, what we can get from our physical yoga practice. But certainly for me, you know, I see perhaps the more challenging aspects of my physical yoga practice as metaphors. You know, if I can do this, then blimey, you know, maybe I can do anything. You know, if I can do headstand, whereas, like, you know, 4 years ago it was impossible, then what else can I achieve in 4 years' time? What else can I achieve in 8 years' time? So for me, it's about having blind faith. It's about having blind faith in myself. Yeah. It's about having trust that what I put in, I get out. And it probably sounds like a cliche, but you know, you get out what you put in. It's so true. And you know, sometimes I've had students say to me, oh, you know, like, they've asked me like so many different ways, like, how can I do this? How can I do crow? How can I do headstand? Like, what's the secret? And I'm like, right, you try this way, keep trying this way. But the secret is just to keep trying. It's not really a secret, is it? The key is that we have to keep practicing. You know, if you show up on your mat once a week and you practice that one thing for like 30 seconds, but then you get frustrated because you're not improving, give yourself a break, right? If you're practicing every day and you're not improving, then maybe there's questions. But in order to improve, we've got to really put it in, right? And that's, it's as black and white as that, in my opinion. If you want it, you just got to keep going for it. It's like anything in life, yeah? So there's the practice, right? Otherwise, why is it called a yoga practice? It's because we need to keep applying ourselves. So we're going to have a go with some inversion practice. If you're at that point where you're like, okay, this is cool, I'm going to get another chance to practice it, I want you to just go for it, yeah? Be that your supported headstand. If you're unclear and you're like, oh, I need to know just the basics, Laura, then shout me, unmute yourself and ask me, and I can show you more specifically. Otherwise, I'll make an assumption that you have an understanding of the foundations, yeah, of what your supported headstand looks like and your tripod headstand looks like, okay? But if you're unclear, unmute yourself and ask me. If you want to have a go with variations, I'll play along with some variations with you. Yeah, if you're at a point where you can come into a headstand comfortably and you want to sort of progress it along a little bit or try something different, we can try something different today. Yeah, you can just ignore me for doing something else. So if you wanted to try something different, I'll show you an alternative for headstand. So I'm going to come into a forearm tabletop position, my elbows on the floor, and then I'm going to turn my palms to face up and then bring my fingertips to my shoulders. Can you see that? Yeah. And then I'm going to place my head down and I'm going to commit to this shape. My head's on the floor, my elbows are on the floor, my fingertips are touching the back of my shoulders. And I'm going to come off my knees and walk my feet forward. And then I'm going to take one leg up. And maybe there's a moment. Can you see I'm not hopping? I'm not trying to bring my legs together. I'm just allowing my top leg to act as a lever. Yeah, because that's really all it is. It's a lever to bring the pelvis. So say my elbow is my pelvis. It's a lever to bring my pelvis in line with my spine, right? So I want you to really start to communicate with your legs. Sometimes we just think it's just brute force. I need to kick them up and then I'm going to be there, and then just pray to God that I stay there for a while, and then yay, I'm in a headstand. Think of what your legs are actually doing. Yeah, we're using them as a lever to bring the pelvis and the hips in line with the spine and the shoulders. Yeah, So if you have quite a good, or you have a good comprehension of headstand, be playful with your leg placement. Really try and communicate with your feet. Maybe you're up in headstand and you flex your feet and see how that changes. Maybe you come into eagle legs. So all of these different nuances really are allowing you to speak and communicate and have this understanding of the periphery. Yeah. Sometimes we can get lost in the rawness of a posture. And the moment really is when we're able to feel out into the fingers and feel out into the toes. When we come into a shape, be that triangle, be that downwards facing dog, or be that headstand, and really begin to communicate with every corner of your body. Yeah. Nice. Making sure that you take a pause and you're resting if you are trying various different variations, making sure there's perhaps a moment in between where you rest. Beautiful. Whilst you take a pause, I can take the time perhaps to demonstrate another shape perhaps we can be playful with, we can think about. So we'll do one more variation of headstand, and then we can look at some we'll look at some arm balances, and then we start sort of migrating toward coming back into yin, coming back into the cooling aspect of the practice. Okay. Yeah. I was just going through there in my mind. So I'm going to show you, it's a bit of a hybrid between forearm and tripod. So one forearm will be down and one hand will be down. Okay. And then we'll come into a headstand that way. So I'll show you. If you wanted to play with it, you can always have the wall behind you if you're unsure. So I've got my left forearm down and my right hand, which is in line with my left elbow. The head placement for me is, so if you think of that shape that I'm creating with my my forearm and my hand, it's creating a box, an imaginary box, and my head is kind of right in the middle of it. Doesn't need to be too specific. And then again, I'm going to take one leg up and then come into a balance. And then again, if you have a little bit more awareness, even trying to play with the legs, staggering the legs, or coming into splits. When we have a deeper connection with our extremities, in any shape, in any posture, that is when we're really able to drop into the posture. And they say, don't they, that yoga is in those moments. Yoga is in the stillness. Yoga is in between movement. Yoga is in between breath. And I really want you as practitioners to feel out into that, rather than being consumed with, okay, this, you know, the concept of it and the breath. Try to feel out into the experience. So that's an option for you. So your arm placement might look like that, one forearm down, and the hand is going to be in line with the elbow. And then think of that as a box, and the top of your head kind of lands right in the middle of it. Use one leg as a lever, yeah, tipping, so that the pelvis begins to lift. That's it, lifting. And maybe there's a moment of stillness.
Laura,
Yes, my love.
can I ask you, when we're doing this variation, you had your legs, like you had one of your legs over the back of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Straight. So when I've tried, it's quite hard. Like I'm doing it against the wall, but can you not do it against the wall? As in, do you need your legs to be going over?
No, not at all. You can, yeah. How does it feel against the wall, Abby?
I can't do it. I can't get my feet to go up. Like when I'm bringing my legs in, if my left elbow is down, my left elbow kind of wants to creep up.
It wants to come up. Okay. Let me see. So try to maybe bring your head further back. Try and bring your opposite hand further back. Maybe if you're coming too far forward, the elbow wants to lift off the floor. Yeah. Try and bring the hand back and bring the head further back, and then come onto the feet. Taking one leg up. Try it. See if you can find that foundation with the elbow first.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Just try that for me, and I'll have a watch. That's it. That's it. Yes. Well done. Well done. You got it. Nailed it. That's it, Vicky. Hey. How are we feeling? How did that feel?
Yeah, thank you. That's a lot better. I just had to move my head and my hand back. Thank you.
And your hand back. Well done. Yay. How are you all doing? Hot. You know, it's so important that we're able to play. It's so important that we're able to move outside of the box. I've said this recently in one of my classes. I think it's so, you know, for me as a teacher, sort of moving away from this rigidity, you know, being very linear in the way that we move, which I think is hard. It's a hard concept for many of us as practitioners, because we like to be told what to do. We like to have a formula. We like to have this very sort of specific path. But I think it's important that we're able to play around with these ideas. And so we don't just get rigid in the way that we think and the way that we act and the way that we behave, you know, that we're able to maybe take a step out to the side and see that maybe if I try it differently, if I approach it from another angle, you know, if I take this diversion, I'm going to come from it you know, I'm going to come in from a completely different perspective. And when we take a diversion, you know, we see the route is completely different. The journey there is completely different to the person that went that way. We go that way and we see something completely different, and we learn something completely different. So I really believe wholeheartedly that whilst it still may be challenging, you know, that we try in many different ways. We keep adopting, we keep taking those little diversions and seeing how else we can play. Okay, my loves, I'm very aware of the time. So let us have, we'll have another little practice. We'll have another little go with an arm balance, and then I'm going to begin to cool you down. I'm aware that you're probably cooling down already. Okay. So let's come to a kneeling position, okay? Let's come to a kneeling position. Let's just begin to move into the wrist. Just interlace your fingers. Just make some movement into your wrists. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Maybe sending them away from you. And then rotating the wrists, sending them in one direction, and then change. Yes. Give them a shake. Okay.
And then bringing your, tucking your toes under. Yeah, so you're going to come onto the feet, come into a toe squat. Hands together in front of the chest. Now we can just take a moment, fix the eyes in front of you on something that isn't going to change. Just beginning to quieten down any noise. Reconnecting to your intention, your purpose. Even exploring closing your eyes here. And then open the eyes for me. Okay, we're going to take the arms, so the knees are facing forward, yeah, at this point. And we're going to take the hands over to one side. So we'll have a practice with side crow. We'll practice 2 variations of side crow. I'm just going to move the camera down so that you can see a little more clearer. So rather than trying to bring the hands parallel to the long line edge of the mat like I'm doing now, try not to do that. You're going to have them on a diagonal. Okay, so you've got your, if you're coming over to the right side, your left elbow is staying on your thigh, but take your right hand like away from you, because I want you to move into it. I don't want you just to like arrive here. I want you to try and move forward. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lift my hips up by pressing into my feet, okay, and that's going to propel my shoulders forward and my weight forward. And maybe that's all we try. Maybe that's the movement we get used to. If this is quite a new movement, okay, we're moving in this sort of side direction. That's it, bringing the weight forward and then maybe bringing the weight back. Maybe there's a moment where the feet become a little lighter and maybe they can lift off the floor. Keep moving forward and back, keep rocking forward and back until you feel comfortable to maybe explore lifting the feet, yeah, hovering the feet, or maybe that movement forward and back is where you remain and you stay with that action for the time being. Let the feet feel light, move the shoulders forward, move the head forward. That's it. When you need to take a pause, make sure you do if your wrists are tiring or your feet are tiring. There are 2 ways of practicing this. The first may be to bring this free elbow onto this hip. When we tend to do that, what can tend to happen when we do that? The shoulder starts to collapse in. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with doing it that way. I used to practice that. I still practice it this way sometimes. But if I try and sort of exaggerate, if I were to try and move my feet forward and then aim to bring this elbow onto my hip, can you see how, because I need to, there's almost this sort of drawing in of the elbow and I'm dumping into my shoulder. So if I were to do that over and over again, it may not be good for the shoulder, right? But you know, if it's a one-off or you're just getting used to it, that's okay. The second option is to keep this elbow free. So at no point does the hip come to the elbow. So this arm is completely free. All of the weight is in your opposite arm. Look forward, corkscrew your feet and your hips up. And then rocking back. If you're unclear, just ask away, yeah? And the key is to keep that knee glued to your opposite elbow. Keep it glued there. The second key is to keep looking forward. Keep looking to where you're moving, yeah? The minute you look down is when you start to drop down and collapse down. So keep looking forward. That's it, Jane, nice. And then your wrists are like, okay, come back to center for me. That's it, Steve, nice. Come back to center. If you need to take a pause, go somewhere, go somewhere. Otherwise we'll have a moment and then we'll practice that on the other side. Yeah. So set up from your toe squat. I'll show you forward actually this time. So when you hook the elbow, you're going to try your best to keep that connected. And then your other hand, move it away from you in a diagonal. Bend the arms. Keep looking forward. Make the feet light. That's it, that's it. That's it, Chris, good. Maybe there's a moment where the feet lift, maybe. Remember to press into the feet and lift your hips up, yeah, hips high. That's it, shoulders moving forward. Yes. I'm trying to maintain a gentle smile on your face. Yeah, keeping that sense of compassion and patience. Wonderful. I'm going to show you one more variation of this. So again, a bit of a blend between a forearm and one hand. So same thing, actually quite similar with the headstand. So this elbow is going to be hooked. This hand is going to be flat. And then my free arm is going to be the one that's going to come down. So I'm going to bring my elbow to the floor. Going to look forward, press into my feet and try and lift my hips up. Corkscrew the feet toward the ceiling. And then return. It's an option. So if you have your psycho in your practice, then you want to just mix it up a bit. That's a nice little option. Yeah. So the arm that hooks across is always going to be the hand. The free arm is the one that comes down onto the forearm. Yeah. So place the elbow down where the hand would be. That's it. Press into the feet and lift the hips a little higher. That's it. That's it, Abby. Keep going, keep going. Move the shoulders forward. Amazing. Try on both sides. How did that go, Jules? I couldn't see your arms. Good? Yay, good, good, good. If you want to try on the side, give it another go. There's always going to be one side, and there's always one way that we're really dominant, especially in twisting. So you might find that the other way, maybe you have a little bit more range, or maybe that's like your stickier side, you have a little bit of a tougher time maybe. But again, approach it with a sense of playfulness, approach it with a sense of playfulness and an open heart. Amazing, guys. Honestly, you're so strong. You're so amazing. You're like, I'm dying, Laura. Okay, yogis. Come and take a seat for me now. Grab whatever you need to grab, okay? We'll take a short, just one short yin posture, and then a relaxation, yeah? So coming into happy baby pose, or if you're close to the wall, if you have a lot of free wall space at home, you can always take the legs up the wall. If you wanted to, that could be a nice alternative. Otherwise, we take happy baby, grabbing the feet. Relax your belly. Relax your shoulders. Relax the back of the head down onto your mat so that your expression can soften.
Take a long breath in and a complete breath out. Releasing your feet gently and making your way toward Shavasana. Grabbing whatever you need to so that you're warm and comfortable. Make a nest. Yeah, you'll be here for about 8 minutes. Allowing your body to rest after all of the work it has done for you in your practice today. Allowing your mind to quieten, to go where it needs to go. Let your breath become easy, unforced. I'd like to read you a short passage called Nothing to Lose. Do it or let it be done. For the thing for which your heart has always been waiting. What is the risk? Losing everything? Then lose everything. The experience of failure? Then experience failure, taste it, find a new kind of success within it. Rejection? Then open up to the glory of rejection. Open your heart wide to the ones who reject you. See their pain and forgive them for it. Ridicule. Then fall in love with those voices of ridicule, seeing them as your beloved newborns, your own voices in need of kind attention. Life is too precious to waste and too immediate to postpone. And the worst that could happen is a broken body or a shattered image, neither of which are really who you are. Nothing to lose, except perhaps your imaginary pride, your frightened ego, which secretly longs to burn in the furnace of living anyway. Allow your attention to return to your body. Begin to move in any way that makes sense to move. Taking your time, perhaps coming over to one side. And then when you're ready, coming to sit at the top of your mat. Allowing the palms to join and rub them together. Then taking that warmth between your palms to the face, lightly cupping your face. Allowing that energy that you've created, that you've manifested, that you've brought about, let it be absorbed into you. Take it in. One more time, rubbing the palms. And this time, left hand on the heart, right hand on the belly. Let us close our practice together with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Inhale to chant. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bowing toward yourself, bowing toward the effort, bowing toward your body in gratitude for moving in the way that you do, for trying something perhaps new or stepping outside of your comfort zone. For everything that you do is enough. Everything that you are is enough. We bow to each other. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me today. So much love to you, so much respect to you. Yeah, all the love. And let me know if you want to share any feedback. I'd love to hear what your experience has been today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send out this video to you guys so that you have it to watch and catch up with if you want. It'll be valid for 7 days. Yeah, and I hope to see you. I'll see you soon. I'll be here tomorrow morning if you're joining me for Unite. That'll be amazing. But otherwise, I'll see you in the cloud soon.